Hey guys, and welcome to Anime for Life. Today I'm going to be bringing you another episode of Koihime Musou. And last episode... Oh, hello cat. Interrupting me, are ya? Yeah. Last episode we got mugged. And so the MC is now trying to figure out how to get out of this situation and also trying to figure out where he is. But it seems things are looking pretty bleak for him right now. So we're going to have to pray for him and hope things turn out well for him, because things are not looking good for him right now. So let's find out just how he gets out of this situation. Give it up, boy. You're just a weak little kid. Shit. 3 against 1. I'm at a severe disadvantage. I have to escape somehow. I use the boken to steady myself and stand up. Hey, don't have too much fun with him. Those dogs from the Imperial Court are right behind us. Hurry up and finish him up so we can go. Yes, sir. Hey, Fatso, quit dawdling. Finish him off. Okay. Shit. I could hardly move due to the pain, but I tried to drag my body away from the huge guy waddling towards me. You can't run. He spoke emotionlessly and reached out to grab me. Shit. This is it. I was about to give up when... Mate! A single woman appeared with a stern and majestic cry. Huh? Who the hell are you? Don't bother us. Not good to bother others. As they spoke, they all quickly surrounded the intruding woman. Oh well. Might as well get her too. I don't know who you are, but we'll gladly tie you up with this man, rape you, and sell you as a slave. Wow, he's very forward, isn't he? That sounds like fun. Hey, Fatso. Yeah? It'd be nice if she didn't fight back. Sagare, Gero! 貴様らごときゲロウがこの方に手を出すことはまかりならん。卑族風情がその身をわきまえろ。What? このまま立ち去るのなら見逃してやろう。だが歯向かうというのなら我が清流円月刀が相手をしてやろう。Such a brazen woman. Hey, midget. Yes, sir. Hey, that's her. Okay, we'll get her. ほう、やるのか。ならば、参る! With those slicing words, the girl readied her weapon and kicked the ground. Her weapon was comprised of a thick blade and a shaft longer than she was tall. The battle cry, she swung it down in a flash. Shit. That's up. まず一人。次は誰だ？貴様か。Hey, midget. 貴様が相手か。Huh? No, not me. Hey, why are you running? But Anarchy, I can't win against some superwoman who can take Fatso down in one blow. 怪力女? I think he said the wrong thing. But most people would take that as a compliment. この私が怪力女だ。Oh yeah, he said the wrong thing. No, I was just kidding. Really, I didn't mean that. 聞こえんな! The girl silenced his plea with a shout, Moving faster than I could see, she struck him in the solar plexus with the butt of her polearm. Get! Midget!
さて、残りは貴様だけだ。どうする？まだ襲いかかってくるか、それとも仲間を連れて逃げ出すか、好きにするがよい。
Shit. Fine. We'll let both of you go this time. The man glared at her with detest, unwilling to admit defeat. Hey, get up. Yeah. Dude. He kicked his two friends who were lying spread out on the ground, causing them to wake up. Come on, we're going. After one more glance at the girl, he hastily made off.
お怪我はございませんでしたか？
Eh? Yeah, I'm okay.
そうですか。それはよかった。
The girl gave me a warm smile, which belied her earlier gallantry. Her eyes were so dark and fascinating. Likewise, her silky black hair sparkled like obsidian. She was dignified, yet her comforting gaze invited me to finally speak. Who are you?
これは失礼。申し遅れましたね。姓はカン、名はウ、あだ名は雲長。あなた様をお迎えに上がるため、優秀より参りました。
Huh?
どうかされましたか？
No, your name. Could you repeat it again? I didn't hear it well over the wind.
なるほど。ならばもう一度名乗りましょう。我が名はカンウ、あだ名は雲長。あなた様をお迎えに。
Wait a minute. What do you mean your name is Kanu?
どういう、というと？
Well, I know a little bit about a guy named Kanu, but he's from long ago. Oh, did you adopt his name out of admiration? By the way, Kanu doesn't sound like a Japanese name. This is Japan, right? Why is that your name?
ちょっと待ってください。
え？
日本とは何ですか？あなたがおられた天のことを日本というのですか？
え？ Wait a minute. Am I not in Japan?
ここは優秀卓郡。遠方の稜線にそびえる五大山を見ていただいてもわかる通りです。これより西に少し進んだところに村があり、どうかいたしましたか？
Well, I just don't understand what you're saying. Where am I? This isn't Japan. Then where the hell am I? What's going on? え？
あなた様のお名前をお聞かせ願えますか？
Oh, sorry. You're right. Rude of me not to name myself after hearing yours. I'm Hongo Kazuto. Thank you for saving me.
いえ、礼には及びません。天の御使いであるあなたをお守りするのは我が使命ですから。
Messenger from heaven? What's that?
先日、この戦乱を収めるために天より使わされた方が落ちてくると、甘露という占い師が言っていたのです。その場所はまさにここ。そして私はあなたと出会った。あなた以外に誰が天の御使いだというのですか？それ以外にも陽光を反射してきらめきを放つ服を着るなど、あなたが天の御使いであることを雄弁に物語っている。そうでありましょう。
Oh, well, these are made of polyester. That's why they reflect the light.
ポリエステル。天の言葉とは珍妙なものが多いのですな。
Anyway, I'm not really a messenger from heaven.
あれじゃー！おお、リンリンか。やっと追いついたな。
ひどいのだ。リンリン置いてくなんて。
何を言っている。お主が子犬と戯れているから悪いのではないか。
はあ、それはそうだけど。ところで、このお兄ちゃん誰？
こら、失礼な言い方をするな。この方こそ私たちが探し求めていた天の御使いの方なのだぞ。
へえ、お兄ちゃんが天の使いの人なんだ。
No, not really.
じゃあ自己紹介なのだ。
She isn't listening to me, is she?
リンリンはね、生は長、名は非、あざ名は欲得、マナはリンリンなのだ。
Chohi? Do you mean the Chohi?
よくわかんないけど、そうなのだ。
こらリンリン、デタラメを言うな。お前が一体どの張飛だというのだ。
もしかしたらリンリンってば知らないうちにすっごく有名になってるのかもって。
As I watch Chohi laugh, I try to think about the current situation. Kanu and Chohi, does that mean I'm in the world of the romance of the three kingdoms? Did I travel through time? This isn't some anime or manga, that couldn't happen. But given the situation I'm in right now, I can't deny that possibility. There were guys in ancient garments who attacked me with real weapons. There was also a girl who called herself Kanu, and another girl who called herself Chohi. Every one of those is telling me that I'm not in Japan anymore. Not only that, I'm in a different era too. How did this happen? But at least I'm still alive. As long as you're alive, things may still work out. That's the Hongo family precept. Guess I just have to accept this.
おお、認めてくださいますか。
ありがとうお兄ちゃん。
Huh?
我らが主となり、戦乱渦巻くこの乱世を治めるために戦ってくださるのですね。
To fight? Huh?
そうなのだ。お兄ちゃんはリンリンたちのご主人様になって弱い人たちを助けるのだ。
そうです、ご主人様。3人で戦乱に立ち向かい、弱き諸人たちのために戦いましょう。
よーし、ワクワクしてきたぞ。それじゃあ早速近くの黄金島を退治しちゃおうよ。
そうだな。県境の谷に潜んでいるという話だし、近くの村で義勇兵を募って一軍を形成しよう。
賛成なのだ。じゃあすぐに行こう。早く行こう。走って行こう。
わかった。ならばリンリンは先行し、村人たちを集めておいてくれ。私はご主人様と共に行く。
Hit your finger there.
合点だ。じゃあお兄ちゃん、また後でね。
Before I could respond, Chohi, or was it Linlin, ran off at a tremendous speed.
さあご主人様、我らも遠く向かいましょう。
Wait a minute! Just as Kanu reached her hand out to me with a broad smile, I had her stop. I still haven't fully understood what's going on. Moving the discussion along without me will cause problems.
困るのですか？
To be precise, I don't even know if it will or not.
どうしてでしょう。あなた様は天の御使いではないのですか？
I still don't understand what this messenger from heaven thing is. All I know is that I'm just a student. You want a student to quell your wars? To save the weak? Do you honestly believe I can do that when I don't even understand where I am?
天から降りてきたばかりで、まだこの世のことを分かっていないと、そういうことでしょうか？
Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. In other words, I don't know where I am or why I'm here yet. Furthermore, you, Kanyu and Chohi are popular characters of a story in my country. They lived a long time ago, over 1800 years in fact. Is this the world from 1800 years ago? I just can't get my head around that.
おっしゃる意味がわかりませんが。
Well, I guess it's not easy. I can't believe half of what I'm saying myself. But reality is that I'm here. That's why I can understand this Kanu girl's reaction. What am I gonna do now? The girl watched me sigh deeply and then she spoke in a sad tone.
では、あなた様は天の御使いではないのでしょうか？
Probably not. I'm just a student who lived in the nation of Japan and attended St. Francesca Academy.
そうですか。
What's wrong?
私は戦乱に苦しむ諸人を助けたいがため、 リンリンと共に郷里を離れ仰ぐべき主君、ひいてはこの乱世を鎮める力を持った方を探しておりました。ですがその間に戦火は拡大し、戦う力のない人たちが次々と死んでいったのです。悔しかった、悲しかった。そんな中、甘露と出会い、そのお告げを聞き、私はようやく人々を助けることができると、そう思っていたのです。ですが、あなた様が天の御使いでないとするのならば、私はこれからどうすればよいのだろう。この乱世はどうなっていくのだろう。力ない人々はどうなるのだろうと、そう思うと私は。
Her obsidian eyes began to glisten with tears, and her shoulders began to shake.
失礼しました。あなた様にこんなことを言っても仕方がありませんね。私はこれからリンリンと共に村の近くに潜伏する黄金島と戦います。おそらく義勇兵は100も集まらないでしょう。しかしこの戦いこそ正義。きっと勝利しましょう。あなた様は旅の空で我らの名を聞くことになるでしょう。その時は応援してください、我らの戦いを。では失礼します。
She forced a painful smile and began to take her leave after bowing. I couldn't bring myself to keep griping after I saw that heartbroken smile. Wait. I called out to her before she left.
何でしょう。
This messenger from heaven. It's something that people will unite under, right?
それはもちろんです。戦乱に苦しむ諸人たちは皆自分たちを救ってくれる英雄を求めている。天より地に降り立った英雄をもろ手を挙げて歓迎してくれるでしょう。
Then you could gather a lot of volunteer soldiers.
ええ。
Alright. I don't consider myself a messenger from heaven, but I'll do what I can to help you. That way you'll gather more volunteers, right?
それはそうですが、あなた様は天の御使いではないのでしょう。
Probably not, but I think it can help. I also have a fair deal of knowledge.
知識ですか？
Yeah, I read books on tactics at Grandpa's house, and I think that will help.
兵法を知っておられるのなら、それは確かに大きな力となりますが、しかしどうして？
I'm not cold-hearted enough to leave a girl alone when she's in trouble.
女の子などと、私は決してそのようなものではありません。馬鹿にしないでいただきたい。
No, I get it. So that's the type of character Konyu was, huh?
キャラとは何です。そのような展開の言葉を使われてもわかりません。とにかく二度と私を女扱いなどして侮辱しないでいただきたい。
I had no intention of disgracing you whatsoever. But why not? Is it wrong to tell a pretty girl that she's pretty? I shrugged my shoulders and continued to forestall any further argument. Anyway, I don't think I'm the one who should decide whether or not I'm a messenger from heaven. You and Chohi can decide that yourselves, though perhaps this world will be the one to decide that. I calmly explained my plan for hereafter. So, as an expedient means, you can praise me as the messenger from heaven for now, but in return, if you ever deem me unworthy of the title, abandon me there and then and there. I don't want anyone to suffer because of a lie.
しかし、あなた様は本当にそれでよろしいので？
Yes, I've already ran the calculations in my head, for the merits and demerits to both you two and to me. I've made my decision with all that in mind. Besides, whether she considers it a disgrace or not, I just don't want to see a pretty girl suffer. What do you think? Will you accept it?
それはもちろん、ええ。
Okay, then we're a team now. I held out my hand towards Konyu. A handshake, to be on the same team.
いえ、それはできません。
Huh?
今までのあなた様の言葉を聞き、私の中でやはりあなた様は天の御使いだと、その思いが確信となっています。ですから。
Kananu bowed deeply as she spoke. Wait, what are you?
我が主よ、天の御使いよ。我らと共にこの戦乱の世を鎮めましょう。
Lord.
ええ、私はあなた様こそ自分の主人にふさわしい方だと認めました。そしてそれは倫理、張飛も同じでしょう。ですから今後、我らのことはマナで呼び、家臣として扱ってください。
Huh? Retainers?
そうです。我が名は関羽、あざ名は雲長、マナは愛者。これからは愛者とお呼びください。私はあなた様をご主人様とそうお呼びいたします。ではご主人様、これより凛々のところに向かい、黄金塔を追い払いましょう。そしてここより我らの戦いが始まるのです。
Wait, listen to me!
さあ、行きましょう。そして戦うのです。民たちのために。
Listen to me, please! What's going on?
わかりません。一体何が？
Aisha, that was Kanyu's true name, and I chased after Linden. That was Chohi's true name, who had gone ahead of us. By the time we arrived, however, the village was devastated, with flames burning everywhere. To say it was terrible enough to halt us in our tracks.
とにかく、凛々を探して事情を。あ、凛々、無事だったか。それはよかった。ところで、これは一体どういうことだ？
あのね、リンリンがここに来る少し前に、例の黄金塔たちが町を襲ったんだって。
そうか。少し遅かったのだな。
動ける人たちは主家に集まってるのだ。
ならば、そこに行ってみましょう。よろしいでしょうか、ご主人様。
Huh? Oh yeah. I'll leave it to you, Aisha.
はっ。では、主家に向かい、村人たちから事の顛末を聞いてみましょう。凛々、案内してくれ。
こっちなのだ。
Yeah, you'll find she says no da a lot. That's just one of her verbal tics. Lin led the way, and we soon set foot in the tavern, which had narrowly managed to escape damage from the raid. Inside the tavern, we saw villagers with bandaged wounds and villagers covered in soot from their burnt homes, all sitting down helplessly.
これはひどい。
みんな、大丈夫？
Who are you? One of the villagers heard us and spoke up. It seemed to be the village leader.
我らはこの戦乱を憂い、黄金塔を殲滅せんと立ち上がったものだ。
Imperial Guard has come to save us?
いや、残念ながら官軍ではない。
Damn. Villagers' shoulders drooped in disappointment.
でも、みんなを助けたいっていうのは本当だよ。
What can kids do? Even we adults were unable to stand against the yellow turbans. There were just too many of them.
そんなに多かったのか？
Yeah, there must have been at least 4,000 of them. How can a tiny village like this fight against so many?
でも、みんな戦ったんでしょ？
Of course we did. We couldn't just watch villager homes get destroyed. However, there were just too many of them. They destroyed whatever they wanted. They said they'd be back. What are we going to do? They come back, they'll take all our food. They'll even take my wife and daughter. I know that. What do you expect us to do? How can we defeat those beastly thieves? I don't know. Damn it. Why won't Imperial Gods help us? This rebellion is all thanks to the selfishness of those officials. Why do we have to get dragged into this and suffer for them? What's the point of complaining about it now? They may come back and attack us again tomorrow for all we know. Yes, I suck at voices, guys, but I'm trying. I'm sorry.
明日もまた 戦いになるのか。
Most likely. They've set their sights on our village now and that they know we're weak. They'll come back until there's nothing left for them to steal. Then let's all run. Our only hope is for the whole village to run. How can we do that? Our ancestors created this village. We must protect it. I want to protect it too. But how can we at this rate? As the clamor of the villagers dispute grew louder, Aisha silently thought to herself. She finally reached her decision and spoke up.
一つ提案がある。
What is it? Is there a way for us to be saved?
ないこともない。いや、ある。
What is it? Please, tell us.
もちろんだ。だが、その前に皆の覚悟を聞いておきたい。
How determined we are?
ああ。皆、この町を守りたいか？
Of course. Our grandmothers and grandfathers poured their sweat and blood into this village. Of course we want to protect it. Same goes for me.
わかった。ならば、我らと共に戦おう。
Didn't you listen? How are we supposed to fight against them? How can we defeat guys like them?
勝てる。
勝てるのだ。
Wait a minute. How can you be so sure?
我らには天がついているからだ。
そうそう。リンリンたちには天の使いの偉くてすごくて強いお兄ちゃんがいるんだよ。
リンリンは黙っていなさい。話がややこしくなる。
You just got told, Lin.
この娘の言った通り、我らには天の使いがついているのだ。
Kanyu continued her speech with true composure. What do you mean by messenger of heaven? Are you saying God is going to save us?
そうだ。まだこの町には届いていないのか？あの噂が。
Rumor? What rumor?
天の御使いの噂だ。落葉ではすでにこの話題で持ちきりだぞ。この戦乱を鎮めるために天より使わされし英雄の話で。
In the capital? Is that rumor really true?
ああ、本当だ。
Well, Kanyu answered with utmost confidence. I whispered in Linlin's ear. Hey, is that true?
嘘だよ。お兄ちゃんのことを知ってるのってアイシャとリンリンだけだもん。
That's what I thought. That means Aisha is telling a lie. I guess this is also a strategy. People are easily influenced when they hear that everyone is talking about it. Even if someone doesn't believe it at all, once they hear they said it on TV, they said so in the magazine, or they said so on the internet, they start to believe it's true. I'm impressed with Koihime. She certainly lives up to her reputation as a great general with both wisdom and courage. Luyang is the name of a capital in the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. In an era where there are no means of transportation and communication, a rumor in a capital can easily be the truth. Kanyu is taking advantage of that to win the villagers' trust. One wrong move and it can become deception, but the battle of Kanyu and Chohi versus the Yellow Turbans, those two are sure to win. So, I see no problem. To put it in game stats, Kanyu and Chohi both have a war rating of 99. Kanyu also has an intelligence over 80, so there's no way she'll lose against rank and file Yellow Turbans who never treated as anything more than small fry in any game. Wow, fourth wall breaking much? Though, that's only speaking in game terms, so I don't know if it'll turn out true or not. I stood there analyzing Aisha's conduct.
この方がそうだ。
She walked towards me, speaking proudly.
この戦乱を鎮めるため、天より使わされし方。この方が我らについていてくださる限り、黄金塔ごとき貴族に負けはしない。
This guy? Hello. I don't believe it. This lanky guy is the messenger from heaven. He's going to quell the wars? Ha! That's obviously a lie.
何を言うか。この方の姿を見れば一目瞭然ではないか。光を受けてきらめくポリエステルなるこの装束など我らの身近にあるものか。
Polyester? Wow, I've never heard of that. I've never even seen clothes that sparkle like that.
そうだろう。そして天の御使いであるこの方は孫子の兵法書から陸東山略をそらんじるほどの知識を持ち、さらに木の刀で黄金刀を軽く追い払うほどの武技の持ち主だ。
Seriously?
そして私は見たのだ。この方が天より降り立ったその瞬間を。
Oh. Wow. Maybe we will be saved. Yes, we will be saved.
そうだ。だから皆、今こそ立ち上がろう。自分たちの町は自分たちで守るんだ。
Yeah. We can do it. We can do it. I'll go out and gather more men. I'm going to gather anything we can to be used as a weapon. We're counting on you. I'll go gather food. The excited men began running out of the tavern.
さすが姉者なのだ。
よしてくれ。私は今猛烈に自己嫌悪に陥っている。
No, no, you were absolutely splendid.
言わないでください。
In the end, Aisha deceived the villagers. She hung her shoulders and continued to sigh. Don't feel bad about it. You did it to protect this village and its people from the yellow turbans, right?
それはそうですが。
Then, it's too early to regret it or feel guilty. Right now, we need to devise a plan to protect this village with the help of the villagers.
そうなのだ。アイシャがそんな風だと村の人たちが頑張れないのだ。
そうだな。
Aisha exhales, forcing herself to relax.
よし。私たちも村の人々に協力を要請しよう。リンリンは身軽そうな人たちを何人か指揮し、黄金塔どもの居場所を探ってくれ。
了解なのだ。
What do I do?
ご主人様は私のそばにいてくださると助かります。
Alright. Be careful, Linlin.
うん。
Linlin turned around and gave us a broad smile and a big nod before dashing off towards the center of the village.
では、ご主人様。
Yeah, let's go. When we stopped out onto the main road, there were already several men lined up and armed with weapons. That's the messenger from heaven! He must be. Look at all those heavenly clothes he's wearing. Here they're called polyester. Polyester? Wow! I could tell that all the villagers were looking at me once I had left the tavern. I'm embarrassed.
ご主人様、もっと背筋を伸ばして、威厳を持って村人たちに笑顔を。
That's not easy. I was a little confused at Aisha's instructions, but I tried my best to act nobly. Oh, look at his splendid face. Ah, I'm so grateful. Then the villagers who were lined up raised their voices in a cheer. Are you sure about this?
何をおっしゃいます。良いのですよ、これで。今はこの村人たちを守ることだけを考えないと。
That's exactly what I just said earlier, isn't it?
そうです。ですからご主人様も。
Okay, I'll do my best. Even if these villagers are trying to protect their own village, they're still putting their faith in me and risking their lives to do so. Is this strategy or mere deception? Either way, it didn't matter how. At this point, you have to protect the villagers as well. I wonder how I got dragged into something like this. At the time, I felt like I had been given a great responsibility. That's why I decided to stop thinking about this world or the world I was in. I can't allow myself to betray their trust.
そうです。村人たちのためにも全力を尽くしましょう。
Aisha clenched her fist and looked at me compassionately. Right as I was about to respond to her,
お兄ちゃん。 奴らを見つけたよ。この町から西へ1里ほど行った荒野に陣を張ってた。
人数は？
村の人が言ってた通り4000人ぐらいかな。みんな貧乏っちい武器を持ってるよ。
そうか。村の衆よ、聞いた通りだ。敵は数が多いが所詮は烏合の衆。天が味方についている我らの敵ではない。今こそ勇気を出し、その手で町の平和を取り戻すのだ。ではご主人様、出陣の言葉を。
Me?
ええ、ご主人様が言葉をくだされば皆が奮い立ちましょう。
But I felt lost at Aisha's words. But when I glanced to the side, I noticed there were even more villagers waiting for my words than we had lined up before. I felt so nervous my stomach hurt. But this isn't the time to talk about that. This happened because I consented to let them praise me as the messenger from heaven. I have to take responsibility. We're about to head off to battle, but I just recently experienced my first battle, and it was frightening. But if we fight for our friends, our loved ones, if we fight to protect those we hold dear to ourselves, then there's no need to fear battle. So, let's do our best, let's give it our all, survive, and come home to revive this village. Although I paused here and there, I chose my words and gave them all my speech. And a moment later, the villagers cheered so loud that it shook the very marrow of my bones. Fire impulse seething from the bottom of my heart felt like blood to a boil. Let's do it. I'm still not completely sure about this. It's too late to think about anything else now. I have to use everything I know from my world to protect these villagers. No! Expectation, anxiety, fear, and tension all poured out at once, causing my body to shake.
良い武者震いですね。
Pathetic, isn't it?
何をおっしゃいます。戦いに緊張はつきもの。武者震いは決して恥ずかしいものではありません。
Thanks for saying that. Anyway, what happens now?
まずは町を出ましょう。そしてリンリンに先導させて目標に接触すれば、あとは戦です。
リンリンの槍が火を吹くのだ。
そして私の清流刀が悪を粉砕するでしょう。ご主人様は我らの活躍を後方にてゆるりとご覧あれ。
No can do.
無理なの？
I won't. Aisha, Linlin, and the villagers too. We've all armed ourselves to fight this battle, right? And I'll fight too.
しかし、それはあまりにも危険です。
It is dangerous. Frightening too. But, with the villagers believing that I'm the messenger from heaven, I can't allow myself to be the only one in a safe place. I can't wield a weapon and do battle personally, but at least let me join on the front lines.
素晴らしい。やはりあなたを主と仰いで正解でした。
What? What do you mean?
その言葉こそが英雄の証。その行動にこそ人はついてくる。ですがその言葉をさらりと言える人間はそうはいないのです。その言葉を言えるあなた様はやはり私の想像していた天の御使いそのもの。
Glad to hear you say that, but I still really think I'm...
どっちでもいいんだってそんなの。今はね、お兄ちゃんとアイシャとリンリンの3人で村の人たちを困らせてる黄金塔をやっつけるのが大切なのだ。
Linlin laughed at my hesitation and smiled.
ほら、お兄ちゃん、アイシャ、行こう。
Linlin animatedly swung her huge spear and took a firm step forward.
そうだな。では村の衆よ、これより出陣する。
Yeah! Villagers roared in reply to Aisha's declaration and followed after. I watched them leave. Here I go, I whispered to myself, fixed my determination of following Aisha. Once we left the village, Minlin led the way and we headed for the hill where the host of yellow turbans who attacked the village had set camp.
常に2人1組となって敵兵に当たれば100戦して100勝しよう。あとは私の指揮に従っていれば必ずや天は我らに微笑むであろう。
I should continue to encourage the villagers as we marched onward. Yeah!
天は我らにあり、ひるむな、勇気を振るえ。妻を、子を、友を、そして仲間を守るために。
Yeah! The villagers continued to respond through Aisha's battle advice and psych themselves up. So this is a battle. Whenever I'm in a kendo match, I shout to maintain my focus, but this is nothing like that. Their lives depend on this battle. These villagers are shouting to voice their desire to survive. This is a huge responsibility. My nervousness and pressure were bringing pain to my stomach. I'm sure nobody wants to fight. But if this truly is the world of the romance of the three kingdoms, then we must fight against the yellow turbans in order to survive in this era. The yellow turbans originally began as an unauthorizing of civilians who could no longer stand the oppressive rule of the later Han Dynasty, which was triggered by the spread of a new religion. The Imperial Guard was dispatched to suppress the rebellion, but over the years of peace, the Imperial Guard had lost its strength to stop their rampage. The Imperial Guard suffered defeat everywhere and with each loss, the civilians grew more exalted and the ranks of the yellow turbans exploded. But, according to the story I know, this rebellion settled down once the leader of the religion which incited them passed away. I wonder if that will really happen. Kanyu, Chohi, and Yellow Turban Band, although everything was here for the romance of the kingdoms, still can't figure out if this really is the world of the romance of the three kingdoms. Besides, historically, Kanyu and Chohi weren't girls. But, I mean, what is this world? Is this one of those parallel worlds? That's when I heard Linlin.
いたよ、アイシャ、お兄ちゃん、準備して。
The villagers grew tense when they heard the sharpness in her tone.
皆、陣形を整えよ。若者は剣を抜け、老人は弓を構えよ。これより敵陣に向けて突撃する。
リンリンに続くのだ。
No, I think I'll do it. Yeah, so this here now is a little kind of a mini game that you get to do now and then as you play through. It's kind of like Risk. You choose who your general is going to be. I personally like Chohi. And then you get to choose your strategist too. At this moment, you can only choose Kanyu. And then you get to assign your troops. And let's see, who does she serve the best? Spearhead. So let's go with the light infantry. So you pick all your armies and then you go into this. Those are all your formations that you can do, and each one has advantages and disadvantages against certain formations that your enemy has. Though, at this point in time, they just have the one formation. So it doesn't really make a difference what you pick. It's basically just a back and forth. Each turn you can change your formation if you like to counter your opponents. But right now you can just stick with the one. You won't have to do any thinking. It's just very straightforward. Your days, you got your days here, and those are important when it comes to your generals because your generals have abilities. And for Chohi here, Since 5 days have passed, I can use her ability now. And I really like Chohi because she does mass damage.
行くぞー、ドカーン。うりゃりゃりゃりゃ。
Yeah, so my light infantry did like 250 damage, whereas she did almost like 120 more. And her damage goes up depending on how many enemies the opponent has. So for this battle, I'm just using the spearhead because I don't need to use anything else. And what's kind of nice about this too is if you face a tough fight that you can't seem to win, it doesn't really matter because you can kind of cheat it out and just kind of surrender like 10 times, and each time you lose, it'll add troops to your army the next time you face, so it'll make the battle easier and easier each time you restart it. I did like 100 and something, even though they had like only 80. Lots of sense. Villagers roared at their encouragement and charged towards the enemy ranks. As villagers charged, Yellow Turbans' front lines began to break. Minlin caught sight of the crack in their formation and commanded our attack, driving into the ranks like a drill. The spear was several times longer than she was tall. She swung it around heroically, blowing away the Yellow Turbans. The soldiers around here were following Aishin's advice, attacking the enemy in pairs. In each pair, one man used quick, shallow attacks to break their stance while the other delivered precise and fatal blows. Some might say the strategy looked like they were torturing the death, but its effectiveness couldn't be denied. To be honest, it was hard for me to watch. No matter how much I thought of them as bandits or as villains, I still had no tolerance for watching people kill each other. But I told myself I couldn't look away. I burned our entire battle against Yellow Turbans into my eyes.
ご主人様、もう勝負は決しましょう。ご主人様は後方へお下がりください。
No, I can't. I'm responsible for making these people kill each other. I realize just watching them might not be enough to take responsibility. If I can't even do that. From time to time, I had to suppress the fierce urge to vomit, but I didn't take my eyes off the battle for an instant. Blood sprayed in arcs through the air. The battlefield was filled with screams of anguish echoing all around. I forced myself to take in this living hell, even as my knees shook.
ご主人様がいらっしゃった展開では、戦いはなかったのですか?
No, at least not around me. That's why none of this felt real until a few minutes ago. And now that I've witnessed this, look at me, he's shaking. Pathetic, isn't it? Every time I blink, life is taken. Those people have lived for dozens of years, but their lives scatter like blossoms in the wind. Every time I think about it, my body shakes, and my nerves go numb.
ご主人様、辛いのならば見なくとも良いのですよ。
Yes, I do. You must watch this. Can't make an excuse and say I was dragged into this. My words led to this battle, which led to the reality of lives being taken. can't just run like a coward. I bit my lip and continued to gaze upon the battlefield. That was when we finally heard a cheer from the corner of the battle. We've started to run!
そうか。ならば時は今だ。すぐに追撃をかけるぞ。皆疲れているだろうが、あとひと踏ん張りだ。我に続け!
Aisha raised her weapon high, then encouraged the villagers and charged. The villagers raised their battle cry and followed after her, overwhelming the yellow turbans and reaping their lives like rice until none remained. After that, the villagers who exterminated the yellow turbans and returned to the village in triumph. The villagers who stayed behind all welcomed them back with a smile. Both the villagers returning and the ones welcoming them were the same. As I looked at the smiles blooming on their faces, I finally felt like we had won. However, next to those smiles were villagers who shed tears in sorrow. They looked for the faces of someone they knew amongst the returning soldiers, and shed tears when they learned of the fate of their loved one. They were the families of those who died in battle. I brought all this upon them. I hadn't known what I was saying. I'd only wanted to look good in front of Aisha. This was the result I'd brought about.
お兄ちゃん、どうかした？
Huh? Oh, Linlin.
お顔真っ青だよ。そんなに怖かった？
Yeah, it was very frightening. Didn't bother you, Linlin?
平気だよ。リンリンは誰にも負けないぐらい強いもんね。
Being strong means you can kill a lot of people, right? That doesn't bother you either?
平気じゃないけど、平気だよ。
Does, but it doesn't?
うん。何もしてない人を殺すのは平気じゃないけど。でも今日戦ったのは悪者だもん。弱い人たちをいじめる奴らだもん。そういう奴らからみんなを守りたいって、そう思うからリンリンとアイシャは戦うって決めたのだ。だから平気。平気じゃないけど平気なのだ。
I see. I heaved a sigh of relief after listening to Linlin. That's right. It's not like we were killing people because we wanted to. These girls share the same distress. But still, they choose to fight to protect others. I sympathized with them. Grandpa always used to say that seeds fly through the air, never opposing the wind that carries them, until they finally land and take root. I must be one of those seeds now. Maybe I should just let this wind carry me for now, so that my restless heart can root itself firmly in the ground.
もう大丈夫？
Yeah, I'm okay. I had my doubts and my questions, but right now, I need to treasure the fact that I'm still alive.
ご主人様。
What is it?
はい、それが。
Aisha looked troubled as she led a group of villagers to me.
にゃ？みんな揃ってどうしたのだ？
We've decided. What have you decided? Here, we want you to be our chief magistrate. What's a chief magistrate?
町の支配者とでも言えばよいでしょうか。本来ならば朝廷に任命された者が租税を集めたり、反乱に備えて軍備を整えたりするのですが。
Our magistrate ran away in the chaos caused by the Yellow Turban's raid. He abandoned us.
ひどいやつなのだ。
Right? That's why we won't trust the Imperial Court anymore. We're going to protect this village with our own hands. But we don't think we can govern our city on our own. So, we want a messenger from heaven to govern our city. What? Me? Yeah. We follow you to the end. Yeah, we all will. Well, but I didn't know how I should answer them. So, peeked over at Aisha. What? Why are you nodding?
お兄ちゃん、遠慮しないで受けたらいいのだ。
Yeah, don't understand, just accept. Blaze Blue Theory. You agree with them, Linlin?
うん。県令がいなくなったってことは、町を守る軍隊もいなくなったってことだし、放っておけばまた黄金島に襲われちゃうのだ。
リンリンの言う通りです。それにこうやって我々を押し立ててくれる人々がいるのを無視することはできないでしょう。
But are you sure you want me to do it? It must be you. It must be you, Lady Kanyu and Lady Chogi. That's right. You fought with us, and that's why we want you to govern this city. Please, lead us. Alright. I don't know how good we'll be, but I'll accept the position of the Chief Magistrate. And so, the resolution to take that first step gave the villagers my answer. I chose to take root in this land. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's work hard and rebuild this town. Let's make the best city in the land. That's right. This will be a safe city where everyone can live peacefully. Let's turn it into a grand city. As I watch the villagers surround us, expressing their joy, no more regrets, no more doubts. As long as I'm in this world, I'll be the messenger for heaven for the sake of those who believe in me. I decided to learn of this world to live in it. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna leave it at that for now. It seems to be a good place to end it. That's the end of this first chapter. And yeah, so this is where you would actually talk to your generals of the army or people who you come across in the story. But yeah, we'll do that next time in the next episode, and then we'll carry on the story from then on. So yeah, we'll see what kind of governor he makes, if he's a good one, a bad one, or what. We'll see what happens. But if you want to see more, yeah, hit like and subscribe, and I'll be sure to make sure you see more, and I'll definitely make sure to upload more, and hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. But until then, keep enjoying anime, and